Where can you find true inner joy and happiness? Today we're going to find out by looking at your chart. Take a look at your ascendant as well as your moon sign. Ascendant takes up about 2/3 of the equation, so you always want to evaluate things from your ascendant, right? And then, but wait, Vedic astrology is a moon-based system. So put your moon in your ascendant, okay? Not just your moon, but you're going to shift wherever the moon is. Let's just say it's in the 3rd house. You're going to make 3rd house the ascendant, and you're going to take a look at the chart all over again from the beginning, because the moon is your emotions and it's also your thoughts. So how you feel about a situation, what you think about a situation is as important. And sometimes it just makes sense when you look at it from the moon as the ascendant, which is called Chandra Lagna. Chandra is moon, Lagna is your ascendant. So that's important. So check both of them out. Now, the 4th house is what we're looking at today. 4th house is your home. It's your mother. It's your sense of security. Without a sense of security, we can't feel joy. If our life is all over the place, we're not going to feel happy in the moment, right? So that's very important. It's also your vehicles. Now, 4th house is the natural 4th house is Cancer, right? It's ruled by the moon. Moon is the mother. And so the mother is quite literally our first home. We are growing up in her womb, right? Today we're growing a pair of eyelashes. Tomorrow we're growing some nice long nails, right? So we could scratch it from the inside. No, that's literally terrifying. Like when I think about childbirth, as much as I want it, it terrifies me sometimes. But the 4th house, it's a beautiful thing. But the 4th house can quite literally show us what kind of a home we may have grown up in, what kind of a family environment we grew up in, or what kind of a home we want in the future, what gives us that sense of happiness and security. Because some of us really want to live in the middle of nowhere, like I do, off-grid, in a tiny home, in the middle of the woods. And some of us really want to live in Beverly Hills, in a lavish, $20 million home, or however much it is. I don't even know how much houses are over there. But you know what I mean? It's like we all have different things. We want like a nice, luxurious closet, some of us, with nice handbags, and others of us just want a happy family and just a roof over our head. It's all different. It's all subjective. The moon goes through many, many phases a lot quicker than the sun. And so it has a profound impact on nature and our well-being. So the moon represents the mother, like I mentioned earlier. It is our first home. And so this represents the cycle of fertility and creativity. Wherever the moon sits in your chart, we can take a look at your creativity, your sense of being, your personality, and your focus of life. So you already know this. Never, ever, ever make any assumptions or judgments based on one placement in your chart. I'm just making a general statement here according to the ascendant or the moon sign. All right, so if you're an Aries ascendant or Aries moon, these are the things that give you inner joy in your private time. That sounded kind of weird, but okay, Aries, your home, property, your mother, your family. Now, if you are saying, my family doesn't bring me joy, well, you gotta take a look at the whole chart. But in general, you might be more affected by your relationship with your family than other people might be, because it means a whole lot too. Family is your heart, your home is your heart. And emotional happiness might be something for everybody, but for you in particular, because Cancer is your 4th house. Holy places of worship, power spots. I don't know quite like how to describe the power spots, but it's like where you go and you feel power. Like for some of you guys, it could be the mountains, the river, or a temple or a shrine or anything like that, or church, wherever you feel really holy and connected to the higher power. That's the sort of place, right? For me, it's like nature. I'm not an Aries moon or ascendant, but I'm just saying, like those kind of places. It could be anywhere. Rain. Maybe you just love like a rainy day, unless you're from places that rain 24/7. Like when you get that rare rain, that's a hard thing to say. Like we don't really get rain where I live. Suddenly I can't speak. Let me put my laptop down. Like in California. So whenever it rains, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like this old lady. I like to put my fuzzy socks on. I'm like, I'm gonna sleep so good tonight. And it's true, when it rains, I sleep so freaking good. Speaking of which, sleep. For you guys, sleep brings you happiness. Whenever your sleep schedule's all kind of effed up, you're like, oh my God, I feel like a psychological breakdown, right? That might be something that you go through if you don't get enough good sleep, or if your bed is not comfortable or something like that. For you guys, spiritual efforts too, making spiritual progress brings you inner joy. Treasures. And treasures are subjective. It's different for everybody, but what you treasure, what is like so sacred to you, what is so important to you, what holds a lot of good memories, that sort of thing. Herbs, working with herbs, whether it's in your practice or whether it's in your cuisine, making cuisine, or whether it's just smelling herbs. Herbs bring you joy. Friendships. Some of you guys, friends are like your home and they bring you a lot of joy. Leaving your home. Some of you guys, leaving your home and going on a journey, or living far from home. Your maternal uncle could bring you happiness, as well as perfumes. Maybe you like nice smelling things. It doesn't have to quite be like colognes or perfumes, but maybe like candles, nice smelling things. That's it for Aries and Aries moons. All right, so for Taurus moons or Taurus ascendant, these are the things that bring you inner joy. So energy, having a lot of good energy. When you feel lethargic, you might not feel so happy. Curiosity, like feeding your curiosity, always like questioning and asking things, mental exercises, working with your mind and feeding your curiosity. Research, this goes into the same thing as curiosity, where you're curious about something and you research and you dive deep into it. And you guys might be someone who literally Wikipedia's everything or Google's everything. And maybe you have a really niche subject that you're interested in or something like that. Communication, maybe some of you guys love social media. You don't have to love social media. Maybe it's like old school pen to paper, writing letters, communicating with other people, reaching out to other people. Siblings, this is all dependent on everything else in your chart, but maybe some of you guys, your siblings bring you a lot of happiness. Things you do with your arms. It could be anything. It could be pottery. It could be golfing. It could be badminton, tennis. I'm trying to think of all the things you could do with your arms. It could be stretches. That could bring you happiness. Things you do with your hands and your shoulders as well. I'm doing all kinds of stretching here. Hearing and listening. Taking short distance travels, writing, that goes into play with the communication earlier, writing, art, education, friends, ear ornaments, so earrings or whatever you guys do with your ears, cuffs or whatever. Maybe you like those kind of things. Clothing, maybe you have just really your sense of style and you really like to show it off, or maybe you just like comfort, you don't like any itchy fabrics, you just like to have really comfortable clothes, or maybe you guys are really into fashion. Your neighborhood, you have to maybe live in a nice neighborhood, or you care about your neighborhood, how many minutes are you away from the closest park or the grocery store or the library, so your neighborhood, you really pay attention to it. Wherever you live, and if it's not in a nice neighborhood or you don't really like it, then it might affect you, it might affect your happiness in some type of way. Religion or spirituality, having courage and strength. Also root vegetables or roots or fruits. Roots and fruits. Okay, those are the things that bring you joy, inner joy and happiness. Okay, for Gemini ascendants or Gemini moons, what brings you happiness is income and gains. You might be telling yourself, that's not it, Anza. Wait a second, I'm going to tell you more things. But when your money is good, maybe it affects your emotional state as well. It makes you feel secure. Like I said, the fourth house or the moon the security and stability is important for you to find happiness and joy. And so maybe income and gains in your workplace, material things or resources, like having good resources, your ability to speak and communicate, accumulated money, so having a big fat savings account, fancy drinks. It could be all kinds of drinks. Like sometimes I'm not a Gemini ascendant or moon, but like I make myself like a quote unquote fancy drink. It not alcoholic, I don't drink alcohol, but it's like just like sparkling water and some juice, and I'm just like, wow, it's so fancy. You know those TikToks, by the way, I'll get back to it in just a second as I kick the camera. You know those TikToks where they make really like beautiful, nice, aesthetically pleasing drinks? Maybe you're some of the people who like to follow those people or make drinks like that for yourself. Or maybe when you go out, you like a fancy drink that you normally don't drink and it makes you happy. Eating, food brings you happiness. Maybe it's eating or cooking. Your face or your throat. So maybe your throat, like communicating, singing, or writing. For some of you guys, it's face, like when you have an on skin day, like you feel so good. Maybe you like skincare. Maybe you like doing like different kinds of makeup and experimenting with it, or whatever you do with your face. Food, that goes back to the face. This is where the food goes in. Sacred traditions. So what you hold sacred traditions. Maybe when you grew up, you had this tradition that you still uphold to this day, and it brings you joy and happiness. Maybe every Sunday you like to go to this specific cafe or whatever, or it could be actual sacred, spiritual traditions that have been passed on to you for generations. Some of you guys too, fulfilling promises, like you like when people keep their promise, or you really feel strongly what brings you that sense of joy is to uphold promises, if you promise somebody something, you like to stick to it and you like to fulfill it, or you expect others to fulfill it, and when they do, it brings you happiness. A lot of you find happiness in generosity and giving to other people as well, and whenever you give it brings you joy. Of course, you guys love knowledge and learning, especially when it comes to oral learning, as in maybe you guys love audiobooks instead of reading actual books, or maybe you like to listen to lectures, or you're not much, you could be a reader too, but maybe I can kind of agree with this. I learn more if it's like spoken rather than like on a piece of paper. So maybe you guys like that. And finally, jewels, beautiful jewels. All right, so for Cancer ascendants or Cancer moons, these are the things that bring you inner joy. Personality. So first of all, you guys probably have a really great personality, or you're attracted to people who have like really nice personalities, or maybe they're quirky but you just love it, or you love to show your personality in everything that you do. Those cars, like in any given time there's a lot of the same cars on the freeway, but there's like one person who changes the rims on their car, or they have a lot of stuffed animals or stickers, like anime stickers on their car or whatever. I'm not saying that you guys are the ones that do that, but I'm just saying, like, you guys just love to show your personality in everything that you do. You customize your phone, the apps, how they look like, or I don't know, you just like to show who you are, the essence of you in everything that you do. The other thing is your home, fame, or appearance. Maybe you like to do different things with your appearance and it brings you happiness, or having a good appearance makes you feel more confident. Birthplace, your body, your complexion. Maybe you guys are ones like to work on your body, or body positivity. You love your body and you like to take care of your body. Complexion, your skin, taking care of your skin, paying attention to your health, getting honor or getting recognized for the work that you put in. You love when people compliment you, maybe some of you guys feel awkward, but makes you feel kind of good on the inside. Youth, so maybe you like to reminisce a lot about your youth, or you like to take care of your inner child, or you like to work with other children, and just youth, like things that you enjoy doing when you were younger, you like to continue to do them. Hair, as I touch my hair and I play with it. Hair, like doing different things with your hair, taking care of your hair. Your maternal grandfather maybe brought you a lot of joy. going into new ventures in your life, your paternal grandmother, politics. Some of you guys are like, I don't want to hear about politics, but maybe you guys secretly like pay attention to politics and it brings you joy. Others of you not quite that way, but you got to look at the whole chart. The current moment, you guys like to pay attention and be in the moment, which is really important, in cultivating joy in the current moment, getting respect, doing a lot of thinking, and living abroad. All right, so Leo ascendants or Leo moons, these are the things that bring you inner joy. First of all, the subconscious. You like to delve into the subconscious. Maybe you guys are into psychology or, analyzing your dreams or trying to study about the subconscious. Meditation brings you a lot of joy. So if you don't do it already, start doing it, stick with it, and see how much more happy you might be at the end of it. Traveling and going to ashrams and sacred sites, detaching from certain things that no longer serve you. This might be for everybody, but for you especially, I think you get a sense of freedom when you finally detach from something. Sleep, sex. When you get good sleep and when you get good sex, you might be very, very happy. Feet, anything to do with the feet. So this might sound kind of weird, but anything you do with your feet. So maybe walking, running, maybe you guys like to collect certain different like shoes, or maybe you like to I don't know, do pedicures, or you guys might have toe rings, or I don't know what it is. Maybe you have a tattoo on your foot. Like you guys like to do stuff with your feet, which sounds really terrible, but anything that requires your feet. Maybe living abroad, immigrating to a different country, charity, giving to other people. You guys are really interested in hidden secrets and it gives you joy. For some of you, this is like gossiping. Some of you, this is like spilling tea. Or for others of you guys, this is about the occult, the hidden knowledge, the mysticism. Luxury items. For some of you guys, not all of you, you guys might really enjoy like a really high quality or luxury item. Dreams bring you a lot of joy and happiness. Spirituality, and finally creativity. Okay, so this is for Virgo ascendants or Virgo moons. This is what brings you inner joy or happiness. Having aspirations and goals and sticking with them. Working on your intelligence. Anything that activates your mental sphere. Friendships. Having high values. You guys have really high values. This will be different for everybody, but some of you guys very much value like strong friendships and truth and honesty and integrity, and this is what brings you joy. Good income, having a good income. It could be your older sister or your brother if you have siblings, or whoever you consider your older brother or sister. Receiving gifts. Maybe your love language is gifts. I don't know what the love language is for that, but maybe you like random gifts, or maybe you love gifting other people. You love when you find something that you've lost. Like if you have like a $20 bill in a hoodie you haven't worn in so long, you're like, oh my God, this is like the best thing of the day. Or maybe you find an earring that you lost. Of course, that'll make everyone happy, but you guys have a knack for finding things that are lost. Your paternal uncle. Vehicles. You guys like vehicles, or when you have a nice, reliable vehicle, you're happy and it gives you joy. And finally, education. Okay, Libra ascendants or Libra moons, these are the things that bring you joy. So achievements in the public sphere, fame, recognition, social recognition, having a good business, having a good profession or career, working with elders or interacting with older people and gaining their knowledge, or just like maybe you guys have a knack for relating with older people or being able to converse with older people and finding common ground. Your father, receiving honors, working on projects. Some of you guys really love the rain, unless you are really annoyed by rain because it rains every single day where you are from. But whenever it rains, You feel more relaxed and happy and joyful, and you feel so cleansed, like the world just took a big shower. And maybe you feel really good whenever it rains. Maybe you guys really love science. You guys love the sky, observing the night sky or the clouds in the sky. And finally, vehicles. All right, Scorpio moons and Scorpio ascendants. Let's find out what brings us inner joy. Philosophy, religion, spirituality, good fortune, having good luck, devoting yourself to a divine being, pursuing wisdom, your father, traveling to foreign lands, having a guru or a teacher, or interacting with influential people, reaping the rewards of your good past karmas, thighs and hips. Now, this might sound weird, but maybe you love your own thighs and hips, or maybe it's a sport that requires, or an activity that requires your thighs and hips. Charity and giving to people. Donations. Donations will bring you inner joy. Respecting elder people. Worshipping. All right, Sagittarius, let's find out what brings you inner joy or happiness. Sagittarius ascendants and moons. Profound thinking, deep thoughts, inheritance, working with other people's money, the occult, the hidden things, mystery, psychology, deep and wild forests. Maybe you guys love to like go into nature or deep forests, remote places. But I would love to live in bumfuck nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by lots of trees. So some of you guys really love remote places, wild forests, money, mountains, digging out secrets, researching. When you gain money suddenly, like when you hit the slot machine and you're like, whoa, it just makes you so happy. Or maybe you have a good like tax return and it makes you so happy. And finally, witchcraft. All right, Capricorn ascendants and Capricorn moons, let's find out what brings you joy. Relationships. Having good relationships with people brings you inner joy and happiness. Partnerships, whether it's actual romantic partnerships or having partnerships at work, working with partners, having social power, your spouse or your significant other. And this is not going to be for everybody, but like I said, you got to look at the whole chart. Sometimes you might be more affected than the next person when your relationship with your spouse or your partner is not going well, where other people are like, it's okay, it happens, you know, we're gonna make up. But some of you, like, if your relationship is all kinds of like fucked up, then it affects everything. Like, affects your work, it affects everything, your well-being, right? So it depends on everybody. But I think you're very sensitive about your partnerships or your relationships. Foreign places, going on journey, roads. You guys really love roads. So maybe you guys love road trips. Like, it brings you happiness and inner joy. You know, when the scenery changes and you're just on the road and you're playing your favorite music and you just like got the windows rolled down and your hair's flowing in the wind and you're just like, wow, I love road trips. I don't know, maybe some of you guys can resonate. Okay, Aquarius ascendants and Aquarius moons, let's find out what brings you inner joy and happiness. Being of service to other people, healing work, healing other people, healing yourself, taking care of your health, being there for other people, helping those that are in need. Your paternal uncle and aunts, having a routine. If everything just goes out of routine, it messes with your sense of joy and happiness. Your pets bring you lots of joy. Taking care of your gut health. That might sound weird, but your middle abdomen, your small intestine, your stomach, you know, taking care of these things are very important to you. So taking probiotics. So when your stomach's good, they say your stomach is like your second brain. So your stomach is as important. So having a healthy gut is something that brings you happiness and joy. Okay, Pisces ascendants or Pisces moons. These are the things that give you inner joy and happiness. Being your damn self. Being who you really are at the core of you, your soul nature. Being creative, working on your intelligence, working with children or working with your inner child. Speculation, taking a chance and gambling. giving good advice, but also receiving good advice. For other people, it may go through one ear and out the other, but when you receive really profound advice, you almost alchemize that advice within yourself, and then it has a profound effect on you. Having discernment. Students, like teaching other people something brings you joy and happiness. Gaining through your partner. Listening to your intuition for you above all will always bring you joy and happiness. And mantras. Mantras are very important for you. Memory games, working on your memory, writing down your memories, keeping track of your memory, going back to your memories bring you joy. Music, poetry, and reaping in those good past karmas. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below and let me know how true this was for you. What brings you true inner joy and happiness?